Hey everyone, this is the Ignorant Nerds bringing you a very special podcast this week
Special
for a couple of reasons.
podcast.
First off, it was
cast.
E3 this week. And second off, we have a new Ignorant Nerd joining us tonight.
Nerd.
Why don't you introduce yourself, man?
2 bonuses.
Yep. And I'm a true ignorant nerd because I have no idea what happened at E3. So I'm just going to be saying how crappy games are, and I don't even know what they are.
Microsoft
He's
sucks!
taking my place this time. Usually I don't know what's going on.
Okay, dude. Here's your question that everybody will get to know you personally by. You ready for it?
Yep, let's hear it.
Okay, so you're stuck in your basement by yourself, and somebody breaks into your upstairs, and you don't know what they're armed with or anything, but you have a choice of one or two weapons. Either an unloaded pistol or a baseball bat. Which one do you take?
I don't even know if
I have to choose between one or the other?
Yeah.
Can I take the handgun apart?
If you really feel like it, sure.
Okay, the baseball bat.
Okay. Will the handgun
Solid
be taken
answer.
apart ever? It'll probably break then, yeah, so.
Dude, solid. Okay.
I don't know if you ever asked anybody else that question.
How many did you have to answer that question?
I don't think I did.
No, that's definitely the first time I've ever asked that question.
Good.
Perfect.
You answered it well, man.
Thanks.
E3.
So, yeah, E3, guys.
E3.
So,
fantastic.
let's start off with the first thing that happened at E3 that was worth talking about, and that was Microsoft.
Yes.
What'd you guys think?
Microsoft.
Initial thoughts?
I really I liked it. I loved it. I thought it was really good, but I wasn't as impressed as I thought I was gonna be. I really thought that it was gonna be. I don't know. I was expecting a lot more. Every time they showed a game, I was like, yeah, I already know about that game. Then they'd show another game. It's like, yeah, I already know about that game. The only games I was really excited for were like the indie games, like Cuphead and whatnot, because I had never heard of those games. I already knew about Halo 5 and Dark Souls 3 and all that junk. And so it was kind of like, okay, these are cool games, but I already know what's going on with those.
See, I had a completely opposite experience. And when I was watching the Microsoft conference, they just kept pulling out stuff, and I was decently surprised by everything that they were pulling out. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. Except for the fact that the 4GT with Forza 6. Like, no offense to the 4GT or Forza. I love Forza, but the 4GT, really? It's a lame car.
Dude, you shut
Anyway,
your mouth. The Ford GT40 is one of the greatest cars ever made. I have been in love with the 1970 GT40 for so long. I think that is the coolest
It's
car
gorgeous, but out of
ever.
all the cars, like the new Koenigsegg or the Huayra or anything they could have pulled out, the
I'd have
Ford
picked the
GT is really the car of the face of Forza 6.
Wait. Are we talking about video games?
Yeah.
Or are we talking
Yeah.
about cars?
Yeah, cars are stupid. Let's
Sorry.
talk about important things that aren't dumb.
Welcome to the car.
Okay, David, what was important?
Anyway, I'm going to talk about E3 now because you guys are dumb.
Yeah, go for it. What do you have?
Microsoft is amazing. I don't give a crap what else they announced. My Xbox One is now backwards compatible with 360 discs,
That was awesome.
360 downloadable content. My Xbox One is now everything I wanted it to be in the beginning. It's like a brand new console, and I didn't even have to pay any more money.
That was
Dude, true that. That was one of the biggest things that they announced.
Yeah, they realized finally what they need to be doing, and they're like, you know what, let's do this. I feel like that was one of the few moments in the Microsoft console that everybody was like, woohoo! Like, legitimately just like, this is amazing! That and the new controller.
The new controller.
The Elite controller looks pretty freaking awesome.
$150.
Yeah,
I told you it'd be at least double the price.
Yeah, if you guys missed the new controller, there's the new Elite controller. Every button on it is replaceable. You can take out the joysticks, you can take out the D-pad, you can take out the buttons. I mean, literally everything is interchangeable. And they added like 6, 7. They added the 4 paddles on the back for like mappable buttons, like on a PC. And then they added,
like hairline
toggles.
triggers essentially.
Yeah. And then they added toggles on the top of it to like change, I don't know, between like gun sets or something, but yeah, the back
The
of the
MLG controllers?
Yeah, back
like
of the
where,
trigger
they have
has
the quick key, so you don't
paddles.
ever have to take your thumbs off
Yeah,
of the joystick.
every
I've always
finger
wanted one of those controllers.
can be utilized at one point or one
Right.
time.
That's what we
I
need.
think it's about time because the modded controller market is a big market for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I think it's about time Microsoft finally jumps into that game. But I think one of the big things that they came up with that I don't think anybody else is talking about is the new D-pad. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
I did. I
But
didn't like it.
I think it's sweet. It finally adds some maneuverability to diagonal, which is sweet.
See, but
And
that's
for a
why,
player, I still use the D-pad for a lot of different games, like Mortal Kombat and different
well,
things.
and that's why I like the new Xbox One D-pad because I don't know, I felt it was more direct, like it was direct up, down, left, right. I don't know. I like the idea that you can take it off and you can interchange it for different styles because I personally love the straight cross without the side paddle. But that's I mean,
Without,
that's just
like,
me.
the
I mean, it's
diagonals.
gonna be different for everybody.
Yeah. Well, which is the key, everybody plays differently, and so it's going to add a whole new level of gameplay.
I mean, maybe I will like it. Maybe I'll play with it and I'll just be like, this is fantastic.
You're gonna buy a $150 controller.
I don't know. I'm still debating it. The thing that really
Hey,
I'm not
hey,
gonna-
Microsoft, if you're listening to this podcast, would you please send us one?
Donate.
We would appreciate it.
donate for a
Donate to
Kickstarter.
ignorant nerds.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm still debating. The thing that really puts me like in the zone to get it. That's not it. Is all the buttons. Like you can take out all the buttons. Everything is interchangeable. That is just fantastic to me.
I don't know.
Clicked on a picture.
Um,
And I'm
yeah.
not googling any of this stuff, by the way. I know it.
We definitely.
We're not.
Well, he
Googling.
can't Google it. It's an iPhone, so.
So unprofessional.
I didn't even know I was gonna do a podcast.
Yeah, he said,
Found the
like,
website.
hey, you did a podcast.
Hey, we're doing a podcast.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
hey, what?
another thing that Microsoft announced that I think is big, but nobody really made a big deal about is the game preview.
Yes.
Because it's going to allow all those indie games. It's going to allow you to play all those indie
yeah.
games for a good chunk.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Where you could like play it in alpha, and
Right.
you can give them a thumbs up or a thumbs down, basically, and be like, yeah, I really like this. This is really cool. Yeah, that's the new controller right there.
It's not a.
We'll
It's
put
not a
a
D-pad.
link in the bio or in the description of this video so you guys can go look at the new controller. The internet has some
You just throw an
crazy
image up on
crap.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that everyone's doing.
Dude, but those would be awesome. Those buttons on the bottom of the controller.
Yeah, the buttons on back are
Those would
pretty
be
sick.
killer.
What'd you guys think of the game Recore?
Yes, thank you. That game looks amazing.
I feel like
I don't.
with everything else that happened at the Microsoft event, like that was one of the first things they showed, and people were excited, and then they just forgot because the rest of the Microsoft event, like they showed a couple of things. They're like, "Hey, Xbox One's backwards compatible," and everything before that moment was forgotten. And Recore was one of those things.
Well, and then they also announced Rare was coming to Microsoft.
That was
What the
awesome.
heck?
That made me
Ditching-
happy. Dude, Banjo and Kazooie on your Xbox.
Well, they've had that for a little while, but the fact that they've almost just ditched Nintendo and just we're gonna make new titles for the Xbox.
Well, what recent
awesome.
games has Rare really come out with that have been like really, really big?
Donkey Kong Country.
Okay, I said really, really big. Not a game they just released.
It was decently big for the Wii U.
It was okay. I couldn't stand playing it on the Wii U, honestly. I hated how it played. I thought it was going to play a lot more like Super Mario Brothers Wii, and they changed up so many buttons on Donkey Kong Country. I couldn't get into it.
It was very reminiscent of the Super Nintendo one, which I liked.
It was, but the controllers weren't, in my opinion.
Why are we not talking about the fact that there is no Pokemon Snap game coming out?
Wow.
On the Wii?
Or there's no Pokemon MMO. Okay, we'll get to Nintendo in a little bit.
Yeah, we gotta get to Nintendo. Let's move along. What else was there? Cuphead looks cool.
Cuphead. If you guys have not seen the trailer for Cuphead, go and watch it. As an artist, and it's just kind of exploding all over the internet.
right
but
now?
as an artist, that game is stunning.
Yeah,
Like,
stop
it
the
is
video right now. Don't even listen to the rest of this. Go watch Cuphead.
Yeah, Cuphead looks amazing. I will play that for sure.
'Cause
I
I
will play the
thought
crap
Castlevania-
out of that.
Yeah.
What was that?
If you're actually listening to this podcast, I mean, we're just amazed to begin with. No,
Yeah.
they showed one game right before Cuphead too, because they did that little flash of games. I wish I could remember what it was. I need to
Like
go
the
back and
indie
look
games?
at it. Yeah, it was an indie game, and it looked super. A lot of the indie games that they displayed looked actually really cool.
Yeah. The indie game market is growing very, very fast.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to Sony unless we want to just segue right now. But holy crap, when they showed No Man's Sky, I thought my mind was going to explode. That was
Sony had a lot of really big titles, but I
Oh
feel like
my
their biggest
gosh.
thing that everything big that they released, everything big in their conference was made by a third party.
That's fine with me. I mean, Xbox has been saying that that's what they're doing this whole time anyways. Xbox is always like, oh, all this stuff is third party, all these indie developers, blah, 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 blah. And so that doesn't really bother me if Sony actually is doing that. I really don't care.
It just felt less like a Sony conference and more like here's a piece of Square Enix, here's a piece of this, and here's a piece of this, here's a piece of this, and here's a piece of this, and we're gonna call this Sony. You know? It was like Sony wasn't talking about themselves, they were just talking about everybody else.
That's fine. I mean, they don't really need to come out with a new console or a new controller or anything like that.
Or at least talk about what their company's doing.
Making awesome third-party games like
No, their
Man's
company doesn't
Sky.
make third-party games.
Okay,
Third party
buying,
makes third-party games.
Purchasing the coolest. You guys watched it, right? Holy crap!
Yeah,
that
I mean,
thing
oh
is
no,
massive.
I completely agree with you. There are some amazing games coming out. I kind of wish that there was some other ones that were shown, but get to those later.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I've watched it like 5 times.
I just watched
It
the Cuphead
was-
trailer. Wait, are you
It
talking
was
about
excellent.
something?
I know that they were kind of overshadowed by Microsoft and the fact that after Microsoft announced backwards compatibility, everybody was kind of like, is Sony going to do the same thing? And then when they didn't, everybody's kind of like, oh.
I
And
don't know,
so it was kind of cast a shadow.
I feel like a lot of the audience was still more excited. Even the audience was still more excited about the Sony conference than they were the Xbox conference.
I honestly
Yeah.
don't remember anything from Sony except the giant wolf dog that I don't give a crap about.
Yeah, that game looked kind of weird. What was that? The Guardian?
Yeah.
The Last Guardian or something?
I know that's one
The
of the fan
biggest-
favorites, but I don't give a crap, and I don't remember anything else from it besides that.
I'd never
The only
even
thing,
heard of
the thing
game.
that I got out of the Sony conference that was the biggest thing was Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, true. I remember that.
Final Fantasy VII.
That made the audience freaking poop their
Watch Final
pants.
Fantasy VII.
I like how they
watched
said at
that
the
one.
end of
I
it
was
though.
serious. I actually watched that one.
I like how you guys are having like a side conversation the entire time.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I
stop,
had to
it's
watch the
annoying.
Cuphead.
You guys, if you guys want to include us in the conversation, that would be awesome.
No, we
I
don't.
didn't want to cut you off, but I watched the Cuphead trailer. Was that the only trailer they showed?
Yeah,
On Cuphead?
Yeah.
That was it. That
Yeah.
little, like, 30-second clip.
yeah, a little blurb.
That
Yeah,
I just watched. That was just a Popeye cartoon. Why are we excited about that?
Because it looks
dude, because
so
it's
cool.
awesome.
There's like thousands of games out there like that right now. Like type in Popeye Flash game. You'll probably just like Cuphead.
I dare you to find a game that is that gorgeous. I
That
dare you.
Gorgeous. It was a
Dude.
Disney's cartoon.
All those were drawn by hand. Who draws stuff by hand anymore?
I agree with Tyler. I don't see the appeal.
Wait, hold on. How do we know they were drawn by hand?
Because they said they were.
They probably lied.
Anyway, but back to
Oh.
Sony.
Oh. Yeah, back to Sony. I don't know. After watching that, I really, really, really wanted to go get a PS4. I mean, I've wanted a PS4 for a while, but after that conference, I was like,
Why?
oh my gosh.
What was so good about it? I don't remember anything nothing drew me to it.
There was, No Man's Sky.
That's on everyone,
Okay.
isn't it? That's not just PS4.
No.
Yeah, oh, it's on PC as well. It's PC and
Yeah,
PlayStation.
PC. I'm just looking up Sony.
Yeah, but pretty much everything on PC at this point is going to be on the Xbox, just because of the combination of Windows 10.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
that was another smart move that Microsoft made. Is they're like, fine, we'll combine PC with Xbox, and so every single game that comes out on the PC is also going to be cross playable with the Xbox essentially.
Hopefully,
Cross-labeled, like
cross-platformed.
I don't know
Yeah.
why every game development company doesn't do that. Just try and put it on every single console they can, so the more
Yeah.
people will buy it. That'd be stupid not to do that, honestly.
I think it's just because some of the other
Like have deals with.
It's a lot of
Yeah,
it's a lot of
I'm
work
sure
to
it
get
is.
licensing, and it's also a lot of work to make the game compatible with the other systems.
That makes
Because you have to think of all the little minute things that you have to change within the game to make it work with an Xbox controller
right.
or with the Xbox processor.
I don't know how to work your iPhone. I give
Yeah,
up.
what are you trying to do?
I don't even care anymore.
Okay. All right.
This is great.
What else, Taylor? What else in the
It makes
Sony
the
conference?
conversation more fun. Don't ask me, man, because now you're putting me on the spot. I had like a whole list of things that I was like, yeah, that's super cool.
You said you watched it
that's
4
super
times.
cool.
Tell me.
No, I watched the No Man's Sky videos 4 times.
Okay, so Taylor's not as excited about the PS4 as he is just about No Man's Sky.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm probably just mostly
Okay.
excited about No
So
Man's
it wasn't
Sky.
the Sony conference, it was the No Man's Sky conference.
There was a couple more games that they showed that just looked so awesome. I mean, Final Fantasy VII already looks awesome, but didn't they say that was coming out on Xbox One as well?
It says that coming out first on PS4, which I don't know what the crap that means. It probably means they'll release it on the PS4 for a couple months and then it'll come out on everything else.
It was just like Diablo.
Yeah. But okay, well let's move on. So as Taylor can sit there and think of why Sony was so awesome.
Don't worry, I'll find it.
Okay. And then, okay, so let's move on to Nintendo. I have this love-hate thing going on with Nintendo right now. Because I will always be a Nintendo nerd. I love Nintendo. But their digital event, like, I was pleased with it, but at the same time, I was kind of pissed off.
Wait,
I don't know.
Was the Nintendo E3 thing the thing that you showed me that day that we were watching? You had playing when I came in the Muppet people.
Yeah, that was
what
it.
was up, and it was just a bunch of the
Yeah,
compilation of their games.
Yeah, so Nintendo just like they've done this 2 years now where they don't actually show up for their E3. They just like make a video and then they show it. E3.
Which that doesn't bug me. I think that's actually better. I'm tired of people getting on stage and seeming all nervous and messing up and crumpling up into a ball. I would rather have a video that shows exactly what they want to say and how they want to say it and present the stuff to us in the way that they want to present it.
Like the guy honestly the dude that did No Man's Sky, I thought he was gonna start crying. He was so nervous.
Oh,
Why have
yeah,
I not watched these? This has got to be hilarious.
Stupid.
I want to watch people get up on stage.
Oh,
and make
yeah,
fools of
people
themselves.
look like they're gonna piss their pants, and it's just like, why make it live? Like, why on the stage?
Here's what
And
they
then
did. They just,
when you watch like the Square Enix one, you're just like, shut up!
here's what they did. They just went into the office. They're like, hey, does anybody want to speak at E3? And like
No.
the guy in the back was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then he gets on stage and he's like,
Oh crap! What do I do? Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
the other game that was awesome for PS4 was Horizon Zero Dawn. That looked so
Who's
sick.
making that game?
I'm looking it up right now. It's written by Jason Dunning. Guerrilla Games.
So-
That's right.
Who's making it?
Guerrilla Games.
Okay, I've never heard of Gorilla.
Oh, I never.
That was the person who wrote the article.
That wasn't
reading.
the guy that wrote the game. That was the guy that wrote the article. Never mind. But no, Guerrilla Games making Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know if we'll be able to watch it right now. It might cut.
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
I've never heard of Guerrilla Games. What else have they made?
I don't know, but this game looked so cool. So it was post-apocalyptic world.
Oh,
but, like,
yes.
yeah, so far after like the skyscrapers have like crashed to the ground and everybody's like caveman and all the animals are like robots now. That looked so awesome.
Yes, I remember. Do you remember that, Paul?
I've never seen a post-apocalyptic game before.
Yes, that game
Not
looked
like
good.
that, though.
I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of good-looking games this year from both consoles. They all look good. And to pull it back to Nintendo, I think Nintendo had some awesome games. Like Star Fox looked great in my opinion.
Wait,
I
is
mean,
Star
the,
Fox a new one? I've never heard of that before.
Wait, what's Star Fox?
At least Nintendo's original. Man, I'm so glad they're
hey,
coming out with
hey,
new
hey,
original
hey,
game.
hey,
New
just
original.
just in defense of Nintendo, I bet you $1 million, actually more than that Microsoft and Sony could not keep themselves afloat with titles that they made just themselves. Because name one title that Sony's made themselves that's theirs.
The Last of Us.
Solely theirs. Last of Us? No, it's not. Last of Us is another party.
Oh, I got you.
Name one title that Sony's made themselves that
Hold
can
on,
keep
can we
them
move to
afloat.
Microsoft?
Can we do Microsoft?
Yeah, throw a Microsoft.
Halo, bam!
Oh,
Best game in the world.
Bungie made Halo.
Oh,
It's the only
damn,
one
he's right.
Microsoft made.
Does Microsoft make games?
See, exactly. Nintendo, everybody
Minecraft,
gives them a
no.
hard time for rehashing titles, but they make them themselves. This is a company that has supported themselves.
Yeah, but that's
by
because
themselves.
they make crappy consoles. They're allowed. They can do whatever they want with games and like stay alive on their games because their consoles aren't going to carry them anywhere.
Yeah, well, yeah, their consoles are sucking right now, and it's their own fault. But I'm just
NX
saying,
though.
like, before we thrash Nintendo for rehashing the same titles over and over again, we got to give them props and a hands up for
I mean, I still
rehashing the
love
same
Nintendo
titles over and over
games.
again.
Legend of Zelda is like my favorite game.
Yeah, Nintendo games still
I mean, they're
are
still fun.
awesome.
It's
I'm
just,
excited. I do like the Mario Builder. I think that looks cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Who's Mario?
Star Fox looked just like the N64 one, which made me happy. The Metroid can go and shove itself up in its butt because that game looks so crappy. Did you know that there's a petition online to get them to stop production on that game?
Metroid? To get them to stop production on it? Why?
Well, because everybody was expecting like a AAA title Metroid game like Metroid Prime or something, but then all they released in their entire digital thing was a small 3DS game that didn't even have graphics up to par, that was just a 3v3 versus game that didn't even look like Metroid.
Kind of like the douchebag teaser that Sony gave us with Kingdom Hearts. They're like, hey, by the way, Kingdom Hearts, it's a phone game. And then they came out like,
it
we're
looked
just
like
saying,
that. Like
here's the real one.
everybody kind of looked at that Metroid thing
You told me
and
that.
kind of grabbed their hair and was just so mad. And so there's a petition now with over like 100,000 signatures saying, stop making this game. Stop wasting your time with this game and give us something better.
Here's what I want Nintendo to do. I want them to go back to the basics. I want them to go all the way back to the original Zelda game and just make like a one-page 2D scroller and sell that again. That's what I want.
Screen scroller.
Challenge for Nintendo next year.
I don't know.
Well,
I kind of like the whole Skylanders into Smash Brothers thing and like cross vice versa thing. That looks.
Yeah, they've made some really cool steps with the amiibos. They've basically put amiibos into everything.
Which I think is really cool.
Yeah, the amiibos are cool. And the Mario Builder, that looked freaking cool.
Yeah, I watched the Nintendo World Championship, and the last thing they had to do was a Mario Builder course that one of the like two of the developers of Mario Builder had like built, and it was a race through the courses, and whoever had the best time, obviously. Dude, they were crazy. Like, you'd hit a block and a giant ghost would pop out of the top of the block. Like, it was just like...
Well, I'm excited to first
like
off
Nintendo,
see.
Yeah, like Cat Mario on drugs.
Oh, that's
I'm excited to see what people will do, like creative people will do in creation of this stuff, because I feel like people are going to be really, really creative. And then as well, I think it's going to be really big in like the Twitch market with the really, really good gamers, where there's going to be a level that's made that's going to be deemed impossible, and then some kid online, it's going to get famous because it was impossible, and then some kid online is going to beat it, record it, and it's going to go viral.
Some 7-year-old kid from Asia is going to beat it in like 30 seconds.
Not even Asia, it's going to be like Indonesia,
Yeah,
like in one of the Polynesian
some weird
islands.
lower country.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, they could also be really, really fun. They don't have to be really difficult. I'm waiting for one that you don't have to push any buttons and it just launches you everywhere and it gets you to the end by itself.
Like
that'd be
the
kind of
freaking
hilarious.
Happy Wheels games where you have to get the heart into the patient.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever watched Happy Wheels, I watch Happy Wheels gameplay all the time, and they do crap like that all the time, where like you just explode and then you watch your heart fly through the screen
And
and
then you
land in
roll.
somebody.
That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm expecting levels like that, and I agree with the guy. The guy from IGN said this. He's like, I'm excited, not necessarily to build levels. I'm excited to come home from work every day and have like 10 new levels that I can just try out and have fun with.
Oh, well, that's
That
one
was
of
like-
the reasons I
that'd
play
be fun.
Happy Wheels. Yeah, because every time you get on, there's like
new-
1,000 new levels, and you're like some of them are stupid, some of them are awesome. You know, there's
Right.
always the levels that you're used to. Like I love the sword throws and the ball throws and stuff like that. I mean,
That's
and it's gonna get that kind of demographic, and it's gonna be
It's like-
awesome.
Well, that's like kind of
Yeah.
the route Microsoft's going with Spark, isn't it? Like, well, I mean, like,
Yeah.
the idea of being able to make your own levels and share it with your friends and anybody on the internet.
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the smartest things to do. To be honest with you.
Right.
love it.
I mean, as stupid as the game is now, I think it's going to be really cool in the future, or as they perfect it or make changes to it. I think it's a perfect route to go.
Well, the reason I think
Well,
Mario
and
Builder's
then
gonna
the
be so
fact that
good
the
is-
amiibos work with Mario Builder just makes me so happy and giddy on the
Oh,
inside.
do they?
Yeah, you can change up your Mario character to look like
Characters.
Samus, or to look like Ike, or to look like whoever.
That's
Like
leg-
Link?
That's legit.
Yeah!
Oh, nice.
Well,
I
like
know.
the
Watch,
Then it's just,
watch
then it's
the,
just the Legend of Zelda.
watch
It's
the,
Legend of Zelda
watch the
Builder.
video, watch the Nintendo Direct. I mean, watch the digital presentation. The entire presentation, to segue in between two different games, they start off with a Mario Builder thing, and they have the character switch to what they're going to talk about next. Every single game that they talked about, you could pretty much use your amiibos for. Like,
Yeah,
even
which-
that weird Yoshi Yarn game, which artistically looks nice, gameplay looks so-so. You
I
can
think-
and
I think
you
I'll
can
probably
give
play
your amiibos, and it'll change your Yoshi to look like your amiibo.
That's pretty legit.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Yarn, that was another game on Sony that I wanted to play. I want to play Yarn.
Gay.
Yeah.
Gay.
Is that as good as I am?
Gay.
Have you guys? Oh my gosh! Screw I Am Bread. I would kill myself playing that. Game.
Oh,
I
hey.
played it once.
Hey, Paul.
Wait. Have you never played I Am Bread?
No, I've watched people play it. I refuse to play it. I'd probably go crazy.
Kinda stupid.
Dude.
I
don't
play.
like
I'll
it.
play
That's
Mount
it.
Your Friends,
Dude,
but I
you
won't
just
play I Am Bread.
you just signed your death warrant, dude. For everybody out there, expect in play coming with Taylor and David playing I Am Bread.
Why did I get dragged into this?
because it gets really funny to watch you get pissed off too, David.
That's what we need to do. Yeah. Wait, have we not done a gameplay with?
Not
you
I
guys
Am
play?
Bread.
You guys need to play I Am Bread
Last
together.
gameplay me and David did together was Minecraft.
But here's what you do: is you don't get you each control one half of the controller.
Yeah.
So your right hand controls the right side.
I'll
and
get
his left hand
AS, you
controls-
get DF.
Yep. And then you guys have to work.
Yeah,
as a
you guys
team.
have to
Just
work
like
it out.
Rooster Teeth.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah,
gonna be
that's what
so much
Rooster Teeth
fun.
did. Yeah.
I'm excited to watch this.
I just want you guys to know I did a little bit of research, and as of 2001, Naughty Dog belongs to Sony. So anything that Naughty Dog has made since 2001 is a Sony production.
Hey,
Ah,
what
Paul.
games?
What? What? Are you kidding me?
What games?
Oh, what game? Naughty Dog made The Last of Us and Uncharted.
Whoo,
Suck it,
there you go.
Oh!
Suck it.
All right.
There
Well,
it
I
is.
mean, give them credit there. But
Let's
I
be
mean, how
honest,
many times
Uncharted
can they
kinda
rehash
did
The Last
fall-
of Us before it'll get old?
Wait, is Uncharted? He's that one dude.
Yeah, they're the guys looking for like the treasures and stuff.
Yeah. like
Yeah, the one
male
the one
Lara
difference between
Yes,
them and
yeah.
Nintendo though is they could never make a Last of Us tennis game.
Croft.
Just tossing that out there.
Hold on, they should
and
do it.
and they're not gonna make a Last of Us Mario. I mean, a Last of Us
New
go karting
challenge.
game either.
Last of Us tennis.
No, Sony new challenge.
Sony,
Last of
new,
Us.
yeah, Sony, new
Last of Us
challenge.
tennis.
You gotta make a
Tennis.
Last of Us tennis, a Last of Us soccer, Last of Us golf,
Well, you know, have you played? Well,
Super Last of Us
have you
racers.
played Sony like Super? It's like the Smash Brothers version, but Sony.
Oh,
They
that
made,
game.
Like, one installment.
Yeah.
And everyone hated it.
And
Yeah, that
played-
game was horrendous.
Have you played of the guy from Uncharted?
No.
He's like
Yeah.
the lamest character in that game. His intro is no kidding. He pulls out his like notebook and flips through it, and then closes it and puts it back in his pocket.
Yeah,
He's
and
like-
then
everybody
he'll
else does
flip out.
something
He
cool.
comes out with his notebook, flips through it, and then Kratos walks in from God of War, and he's like, Sup, chain blade,
Yeah, like,
sucker.
who does a backflip
Kratos
and
like,
then throws
I don't
his
even
sword.
know who you are.
Yeah.
Like, put your little diary away,
What's
pansy
his? Yeah,
boy.
What's his name from Uncharted?
It's like
Drake. Yeah, it's Drake. He's
Drake.
like, I don't know if I have time for this.
I need to find a god.
Gotta pencil you in.
Can I put you on the schedule for like next week? Sorry,
And
God
then-
of War.
The only good move he has is I just spam move it. I jump into the air and then come down, like all of a sudden rocks are there and I just fall on the ground.
So you just basically Kirby.
Yeah, I Kirby it.
Kirby the shit out of it.
Oh, but in all seriousness, that game sucked balls.
Yeah, that game
What?
was so. I didn't even play it. It looked so
Smash
stupid.
Brothers version. What is it called? All Stars.
All Stars.
Sony
All-Stars, yeah, Sony All-Stars. That game
It's
just
kind of
that
fun.
game was
It's like
bad.
Smash Brothers.
It's like Smash
mind
Brothers
it.
if you're too poor to go buy a second console.
I
Like me.
I enjoy playing.
They need to make it. I feel like it would even do better on Microsoft.
don't know. I don't think any. I
Master
think
Chief?
I think Super Smash Brothers was a fluke. I don't know if anybody could ever repeat that.
Oh yeah, obviously no one would ever be able to. But
I mean, I would like to kick Minecraft Steve's butt as Master Chief.
dude, yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be. I would
Get
like to kick
John in there
Minecraft
to-
Steve's butt as pretty much anybody.
Right?
You could have creepers. You could have John, Master Chief.
Who else is a that's the only.
You
thing
could
I
have
know.
Alan Wake.
You got to get some. Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah,
who
that's
else?
it. You get
But-
3 characters.
Yeah, there's only like 3 characters. You could get a Destiny.
Okay.
Oh no, Destiny.
Destiny's multi-platform.
Yeah. Well, okay, here we gotta sum this up here fairly quickly. To give you guys a sum up of kind of what else happened, EA is still trying to take all of your money, and they still are the spawn of Satan.
FEA.
And then,
Like, hey, you can
Doesn't
play our
sound like
stupid
EA at all.
sports games for another online fee of $5 a month. It's
Yeah.
like, I already
It was like,
paid
pay us
that
more money,
online
and we will
fee.
give you more games.
Whoa.
And
Yeah.
then Square Enix
Well, hold on, hold
can
on.
shove it.
I don't know.
I am
about
so
Square
mad at them.
Enix. But no, yeah, like EA, if you haven't heard, EA is really, like, they hate happiness or something. I think they might actually hate God, but they're like, hey, do you guys want to come play sports games? And everyone was like, no. And they're like, well, you only have to pay $5 extra on top of the game. And we're like, what? Don't talk anymore.
We
Like,
still don't want to play the sports.
we still
games.
don't want to play golf.
Well, here's my beef with sports games. It's like, I mean, they're getting so realistic. It's almost I'm just watching like a sports broadcast while I'm playing it. I don't want to do that. I want a guy who's 8 foot, 350 pounds,
Has
and
4 arms.
yeah, can throw the football all the way down the field. I don't
Yeah.
want. That's the reason I played sports games, so I could have like an absurd, crazy
And then you
game.
just want to like spear the
Well,
shit out
yeah,
of
so
somebody.
that's what I said. I was
You just
like,
wanna
unless you
blitz someone's
release,
head off.
unless you release another NBA Jam and
Or
another
NFL
NFL Blitz, I'm not gonna care.
exactly.
Or NBA Street. NBA Street was super
that was fun. I
cool,
like the
too.
street games. The street games were fun.
Yeah, I like it when you can take the sports and manipulate them.
Yeah, and
But-
make them
and then-
enjoyable.
But
Yeah.
our last bit is Square Enix, and if you haven't watched their presentation,
Don't.
If you're having a really bad day and you want to make it
Don't.
worse, go and watch their presentation.
I forgot what they even announced.
Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. They spent the majority of the time, they spent talking about games that nobody cares about. They spent a ton of time, and the second game, like that Naya game that they talked about, all they said about it was like, we're really
Oh,
excited to show you this game, and they never actually said anything
That
about the
Nier
game.
or whatever.
Yeah. They never actually said anything about the game. They spent 10 minutes talking about this game, just saying how excited they were, and then they never
Yeah.
said anything.
They're like,
And
this is
then
a
guess
game
how
that's
much
gonna be
time they
really
spent on the
neat.
game that
On to
people
the next
actually
stuff.
cared about.
They showed one preview that I thought was really cool, but that was it. They like showed the preview and they made like the intro like super epic, and you're like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? And then
Yeah, it was the Naya game.
oh well, that's what. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
didn't
and then
talk
they got
about
on
it.
stage, and for 10 minutes they just talked about how excited they are about it, and then they didn't say anything else about it.
It's like, well, tell us about the game. I don't care about your home life, man. Give me
Yeah.
information.
And then when they finally got to the game that everybody cared about, we're not even going to talk about the phone one because that one doesn't exist. When they finally got to the game that everybody cared about, Kingdom Hearts 3, they showed one trailer that included clips from previous trailers that they had shown, by the way. They showed one trailer for about 30 seconds, and he was like, and that's all. Ding! And he just walked off.
Well,
That
and
was it.
what
That's
was
all they
worse
gave us for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, and what was worse is like right before that, they're like, everybody, Kingdom Hearts, from the picture of Kingdom Hearts, and everybody was like, finally, thank you, heaven, you know, like everyone's like praying, it's like, and then they showed a phone game.
Oh,
Like,
oh,
and
that
then,
almost.
And then they came out and they're like, yes, psych, that was stupid, huh? Here's the real stuff for like 10 seconds.
Oh man. Yeah. And they didn't give us a release date. They didn't even talk about any of the gameplay mechanics that would be different in this one versus the old ones, which they totally could have.
I thought
Like
it
the
was gonna
fact
look
that
a
you're
lot
riding
different,
around on
too.
Pegasus. What?
I want to see.
What?
I want to see a game. No trailers. Don't even want to hear about it. I just want to walk into GameStop one day and it be like the biggest title ever. So like Halo 6. I don't even want to hear about it.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to
they're
hear about
making
Halo
it.
6. I just want to see it on the shelves one day and be like, oh, Halo 6 is out.
Halo 6.
Take it off the shelves. That's what I want.
Finally.
Okay,
That's-
guys. That's a
about,
good
like,
note to wrap this up
Sony
on. But thank you guys
Halo
so much for
6.
listening. Go and watch E3. There was a lot of really cool things that came out this year. I'm excited for you
Don't
where
watch
gaming
E3,
is
just
going.
listen to our podcast. You'll get
Yeah,
all of the
everything
main
from E3
points.
was right here. You don't even need to watch it.
Right here. You heard it second.
Or first.
Yeah.
Or first.
Probably first.
And
I
David,
heard
you
first.
disappeared there as soon as I mentioned Square Enix.
I don't want to
Are
talk
you still a
about
little
it.
butt hurt?
I don't want to.
David just got sad.
Anyway, thanks guys for listening. Like and subscribe. Comment if you guys have any questions. Look down in the description for some links. But yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Sound.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.